Hey, Scott here, coming to you live from my office. Well, not so live because you're watching the recording. So it is the last week of February, and on Friday it's March the 1st. So what I want to do is give you a little update and a preview and a snapshot of what's coming ahead into March. I remember as a kid, I grew up on the East Coast, and we used to have the saying, March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb, because early March was winter, late March was supposed to be spring. I think it's more like lion, March is coming in as a lion and out like an eagle or out like a gazelle. I'm not sure what it is, but we're definitely not coming out as a lamb. Lots and lots and lots of really great stuff set up for you in March, okay? I wrote down some notes because I didn't want to miss anything. These are my notes. So number one, you should have received, we're going to talk about lots of stuff. We're going to talk about those coaching calls, the get stuff done calls, training, pods, member sites, so lots of stuff in this video, by the way. So number one, the sales acceleration calls, coaching calls that we have every week, those have been sent out, the invites set out for March. And we're also going to be sending out our Get Stuff Done sessions. We'll have 2 of those in March as well. Getting huge reviews. Folks are really digging the Get Stuff Done sessions. Just a work sprint. It's a time for us to work together. If we need to do a quick one-on-one, we pop over to a virtual room and do that. So we're going to keep on rolling with that. It's a great way for us to get stuff done. So you should see in your calendar invites for the sales acceleration calls, and you will see the Get Stuff Done calls. Big thing here. For either or any of those calls, I highly suggest accepting those as optional. If you decline the meeting invite, it won't show up on your calendar. And yes, you'll get a reminder email from us every week, but if there's something that you're working on, you've got a sales challenge, an opportunity, some kind of project that you're working on and you want help, if you don't know that the help is available to you throughout the course of the week on Tuesday or Wednesday with calls or Thursday with the Get Stuff Done sessions, then you won't know how to get the help or where to get the help. So definitely recommend accepting those as optional, so at least you have those on your calendar. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, live training. So last month or this month in February, our training topic was on partnerships and building out a partnership pipeline. So we've already got that recording up and posted to the Slack channel. We'll also be posting it to the new member site, which I'll be talking more about in just a couple minutes. So that was February training, was all about partnerships. March training, we have a return of a very special guest, Jen Spencer. One of the things we wanted to do in making sure that all of the work we did in the January Client Intensive was getting pulled through and carried through and pushed into your sales work was to have an opportunity for Jen to come back and recap and work with us almost as a expert session. She's not going to be teaching anything new. The whole point of this training session is for you to ask questions, work on implementation, talk through any places where you might get stuck, any learnings that you have, so that she can help you and help us move forward with authority voice and building out your content and marketing strategy. So that's the March training. You'll be seeing that coming out. Looking ahead to April, little sneak preview. The big topic for April is customer success. So I know a lot of you have been working on that as part of your 100-day projects in the first part of this year. And as your business is growing, your teams are growing, customer success and account management is a huge part of making sure that your customers are successful. So we want to make sure that we're dedicating time in April to focusing on new training, new ideas, new content in the customer success world. So that's sales acceleration calls, Get Stuff Done, and training. The next thing is this week, we're starting out our client pods. So our sales pods, we've got 2 groups that are starting up this week. If you're in that pod group, I'll be leading those pod sessions for you. Super excited to be rolling those out here in February. And then we'll look to increase and add another pod perhaps in March or April. So if you're in the pod group, bully for you. Looking forward to that. Thanks for jumping in and joining those first sets of pods. Excited about that. Last thing, number 4, member site. So I mentioned that earlier. The new member site is now up and running, fully operational. We had about 15 or 20 people get the first set of logins last month. And so now this month, we're going to send out logins to everyone else. The cool part is that we're now adding 1 new training and set of modules to the member site every single week. The most important one we're adding right now is the Client Intensive recordings from January. So in January, of course, we had Stacy, our videographer, record all of the sessions, and now on the member site are all of the modules that we covered together. All the recordings, all the materials, all of the workbooks and presentations, all that stuff is there on the member site. So if you either missed the Client Intensive or you just want to share some of the modules with your team, all of that is there and ready for you. So, so that's number 4, the member site. The last thing I'll mention about the client intensive, look ahead to May 2nd and 3rd in San Francisco. May 2nd and 3rd in San Francisco. That's the next client intensive. So it's about 2 months away. So you've definitely got some time, but you want to make sure you have that time blocked out in your calendar as well. So those are the 5 updates: sales acceleration calls, get stuff done sessions for March. Number 2, training for February, March, April. Client pods that we talked about, the member site, including the recording from the January client intensive, is now up and running. And then lastly, think ahead to May 2nd and 3rd to make sure that you're booking out that time in your calendar to join us in San Francisco for the 2-day client intensive, okay? So that's it. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome rest of the week. We'll push through into March starting on Friday, March the 1st. And next week, we're going to run full steam ahead, entering March like a lion. All right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.